Hello and welcome to News Central Now. I am Dapo Adeboyega. The top stories at this hour. Violence and complaints of foul play prominent as APC holds its governorship primaries in Ondo State. The United Kingdom returns looted art relic on loan to Ghana 150 years after. Kenyan government honors Defense Force chief killed in helicopter crash. Details in a moment. News Central now begins in West Africa, where the primary of the All Progressives Congress is ongoing. Some of the stakeholders in the election have been crying foul over how the election committee handled the electoral process. The aggrieved party members alleged that the committee, which was headed by the Kogi State Governor, Mr. Usman Ododo, was biased in the assignment. Ododo, who arrived in the state on Saturday morning, addressed some of the aggrieved members at the distribution center in the hijack area of Akure, saying the electoral materials had been sent to the Ondo South and South-North Central districts, remaining that of the Ondo Central as at 10:30 a.m. local time. But one of the aspirants, Benga Edema, disagreed with the governor, saying no election materials were taken to anywhere. Similarly, the program officer of the Wale Akinterenwa campaign organization demanded the cancellation of the whole exercise, alleging that the primary election committee was not fair with the process. In the same vein, Rotimi Ogunle, media aide to aspirant Chief Olushola Oke, said the committee failed to follow the guidelines of the election.
Is believing. If you look around, you see a lot of people, party faithfuls, who are eager and willing to vote. We are not worried because I have communications with them and we know the hitch they are experiencing right now. And they've collected the materials that are on their way now. And for the records, APC is a very strong family. If you check around now, you see the supporters of aspirant ABC. They are mingling together. We are all one. So there is no reason for anybody to fight. We are all here to give the best for our party. And I am sure by the end of the day, as soon as we start to vote, under 20-30 minutes, we are done. Whoever emerges will be the choice of others. At least if I come second, I can't come first. The best thing is for me to support the person who comes first. And I want to believe that all the aspirants will support the candidate that wins today, so that the party can move forward and win the forthcoming general election.
Everybody that is here knows what they want to vote for. So no fighting, nothing. The whole everything is very peaceful. Everybody is happy. And the Lord has made it. The Lord has made today be free of rain. So we shall be waiting.
Now, meanwhile, violence broke out at the Ward 1 at Stella Maris College, Okitipupa, between rival supporters of two aspirants of the All Progressives Congress, who are contesting to be the party's candidate for the November 16th Ondo State governorship poll. Accredited party members who had gathered in large numbers to participate in the candidate selection process fled the scene when violence erupted among rival factions. According to reports, the accreditation and election process had not begun when the violence erupted, as voters campaigned for safety. One of the accredited voters who preferred anonymity disclosed that one of the agents of an aspirant came to the ward, snatched the validation and accreditation papers, and ran away. Now, the security agents at the ward were unable to contain the violence, and everyone fled the scene.
Yes, when it comes to elections, we always advocate that elections must be free and fair. And ordinarily, when circumstances like this happen, it impacts on the credibility of the elections because there is violence. Automatically, one party or numerous parties would be sidelined. And having said that, if this can be established by the parties that have been put at a disadvantage, or then it means that what it means eventually is that that election is not credible. The other party can always sustain an action and bring an action to state that there was violence and that election that was conducted as such polls be discountenanced. And I'm sure that from the evidences that we have seen, such actions are actionable and that the other party, whoever brings such an action, to say that whatever election that I've held in that place should be invalidated. They have, the action they can find merit in their application.
Reports just reaching us says that the governor of the state, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has reacted to today's exercise.
That oil-rich community, the land of my birth, Obinla, to exercise my right to vote and to be voted for, to be the flag bearer of our party, the All Progressive Congress, APC, in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. And as we can see, the turnout is so huge. I'm not expecting anything less, because this is where I was born, this is where I started my primary school, and I'm so happy also to see some of my classmates, at least 2 of them, they are here today to also welcome me to be part of this exercise. So it's been a great excitement for me to be here. And it actually took me back to the memory lane when I started from here. Yes, a lot of things are different from what it used to be, but I could still identify with the with my background, as it were. So I'm happy to be here, and I want to thank all of them, all our people that have come out from, in a large number, to be part of this exercise.
And of course, we will, be giving you updates on the events in Ondo State as we get it. Of course, rest assured that News Central has got you covered. But to security matters now. The governor of Delta State, South Nigeria, Sheriff Oborevwori, has finally visited Okwama community a month after the bloodbath in the community. Now, the governor, who was accompanied by some government officials, reiterated that innocent citizens would not be made to suffer for what they know nothing about. It was the first time the governor was visiting the troubled community after he had earlier been allegedly denied access to the community last month. Recall that 17 officers and soldiers were killed in Okwama community on the 14th of March 2024, a development which has made the people of the community to flee for fear of being attacked. Let's also tell you that as part of efforts to safeguard Nigerian maritime domain and also ensure national interests are protected in its areas of operation, officers and men of the Nigerian Navy ship Delta a Saturday morning took to major streets in Warri South local government area of Delta in a route march to show their preparedness for the task ahead. The route march, which was led by the commanding NNS Delta Commodore Abba Mushin, started from the Navy headquarters in Warri as early as 6 a.m. to Estate, Airport Road, NPA, and other areas, covering over 3 kilometers. Addressing journalists, the NNS Delta commander said the exercise represents their combat readiness.
We have just completed one of the series of activities that is contained in our annual forecast of events, which is the route march. This activity is actually to represent the Navy's readiness and the physical fitness of our personnel, their spirit, that is their true military spirit, and it's expected to revive their conduct, their endurance, and their collective ability, so that we can fulfill what the Navy or the federal government of Nigeria has mandated us to do. And this particular route march falls within the ambit of the core values of the Nigerian Navy, which are 3: teamwork, professionalism, and integrity. So this aspect of route march covers the teamwork aspect of it, which is why we are together, doing the route march together, feeling the impact together. Yes, so that all of us, both the officers and ratings, know what it means to endure, to go long distances.
Away from the Delta, the ECOWAS Commission says that it has set aside about $25 million to support ongoing war against terrorism in the 4 member states of Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, specifically setting aside $4 million for humanitarian support from the fund. The Commission, during a briefing by its Department of Human Development and Social Affairs in Abuja, says that it has also allocated $1 million for victims of terrorism, displaced persons, injured persons, including for the rehabilitation and strengthening of community resilience in Nigeria alone. It further added that about $9 million has been disbursed for the support of internally displaced persons, refugees, asylum seekers, as well as for the communities hosting these displaced persons amongst member states within the sub-region.
ECOWAS disbursed $9 million for internally displaced persons, refugees, asylum seekers, and the host communities, which is more or less the entire community. So all member states have benefited from this support, either as a country or as general victims. ECOWAS allocated $1 million for stabilization efforts in Nigeria, that is victims of terrorism, displaced persons, injured persons, rehabilitation, and strengthening community resilience. Out of a fund of $25 million, which is meant to fight against terrorism in Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria.
Let's take you back to the ongoing Ondo State APC Guba primaries happening right now in Nigeria. And of course, News Central has its correspondent there on standby. Now, Niamoni, thank you for joining me. Now, can you give us an update as regards the happenings in Ondo State concerning the governorship primaries of the APC? Ni, can you bring us up to speed as regards what's happening in Ondo State?
Well, Dapo, today started on a rather very interesting note because once we saw the Kogi State governor, who is the APC chair, she was chairing the APC committee for this primaries, come in the morning and they asked him, journalists asked him and said, the materials they're going to use for these primaries, has it been shared across various wards and communities? And what he said was that, oh yeah, they've sent it to South, they've sent it to the North, and we don't know about, he didn't say we don't know about the rest, but he didn't give much confirmation as to if the materials have been sent. And journalists probed further and asked, what exactly did they send? When did they send it? Because we've been here since morning. And now that begins the journey of what we've seen today. Because when we got to various communities, various local governments, as at the to the larger local government area, which is the local government of the incumbents, and even I think 2 or 3 other aspirants of the All Progressives Party, All Progressives Congress aspirants, we didn't see them start this process even as at 9 o'clock. Most of the people we spoke to expressed their dissatisfaction with the fact that materials had not even gotten to them. In fact, information reaching them was that the materials had not left Akure, which is the capital of Ondo State. Now, moving back, as we're coming back to the capital, we also stopped by at Okitipupa local government. Same thing, they had not started the process even as at 10 a.m. this morning. When we got to the capital, we at Akure North, Akure South, it just took about 30 minutes for them to conduct this process, and we just could catch a glimpse of the vote there. About 2 to 3 minutes after we left, the place became chaos. The chaos took over the place. There was some fighting between members who claimed they are representing the incumbent and, of course, other aspirants, and it just became a little bit bloody. Other information we've gotten is that at various words, election didn't hold because there were no materials to begin with, and in the few ones that it was supposed to hold, they didn't get materials, so there was no way to conduct any election. You can see these reactions from various aspirants calling for cancellation or postponement of these APC primaries because they don't see it as an election. For the governor, he has expressed satisfaction because he voted at his word, and of course he was able to vote because there was election at his own word, and he said he was okay with the process so far. But a lot of people have been calling for cancellation of this process. Currently, we are waiting for the APC chair of the committee to actually let us know and of course tell us what the result is, and that is what we are waiting for. And I'll certainly give you heads up when the time is due.
All right, Nee, just before I let you go, there are also feelers that there might be some sort of protest, at the collation center, as regards the irregularities, in the process. Is there any credibility,
Yes,
to this particular feeler?
Yes, we just caught wind of that, I think about a few minutes ago, because I got a source from the camp of one of the aspirants actually also confirmed that to me, that there's going to be a protest as at 8 p.m. today at the Coalition Center. That's why we are all waiting, because the coalition was set to begin as at 7 p.m. tonight, but we are hearing information that it might be shifted to Abuja. So we've not been able to confirm that. We've been reaching out. In fact, a few minutes ago, we just saw the convoy of the governor come back into the capital, the state capital, from where he went to exercise his franchise. So there's still a lot of information flying around. Yes, I got confirmation that that protest will hold by 8 p.m. And of course, we'll be here to give you that live if it eventually holds. And by the time, if the announcement also commences, we'll be able to feed you that live broadcast as well.
All right, thank you so much for the update, Nee, and please stay safe. Now, the founder of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Boniface Aniebonam, says the move by the former governor of Kano State, Rabiu, and the Kwankwasiyya Movement to hijack the party structure is a betrayal of trust. Now, speaking at a news conference in Lagos on Friday, Aniebonam said he gave Kwankwaso the platform of the party on a platter of gold to achieve his political ambition of becoming Nigeria's president. He said he single-handedly registered and nurtured the NNPP from 2002 to 2022, when Kwankwaso and his team approached him to fly the flag of the party in the 2023 presidential election. Aniebonam said Kwankwaso and others were expelled from the party for anti-party activities, but as a life member of the board with inherent powers, it would grant him pardon if he purged himself of what he was doing. To discuss this, we are joined by public affairs analyst Ismail Auwal. Thank you for joining me on the news, Ismail.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, what do you make of the present situation in the NNPP and the allegation of betrayal leveled against Rabiu Kwankwaso by the founder of the party, Dr. Aniebonam?
Well, if you are very conversant with the history of Rabiu Kwankwaso, from his days as governor in 1999 to his second tenure in 2003 and to date, you will understand that Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso, the former governor of Kano State, is somebody that don't want to lead. He always wanted to be a leader, like he always wanted to be at the top. So if you follow that trajectory, it will not be completely impossible for the Rabiu to try to hijack the party activities in Nigeria. So going by that, I think Kwankwaso can do that, of course, even though if you read between the lines of the press conference, or if you follow the press conference, you see that the leader of the party did not clearly spell out what exactly Kwankwaso did to hijack the activity of the party. So I think that's very, very important. Really, the founder of the party is insisting that the former governor of Kano State has tried to hijack the party. It's very, very important if you come out clearly and mention that Kwankwaso did A, B, C, and D, and according to them, according to the party, or according to him as somebody that's inside the party, that means hijacking. And if you can remember clearly, this is not the first time that the founder of the party and Kwankwaso is having a clash. There was even a time that the faction of the founder come out clearly to say that they have suspended the party. And the Rabiu Kwankwaso of Kosari, the founder mentioned that clearly. He independently organized what they call, give me this name, a party. It's just the meeting is just convention, and of course that can be termed as if really the Rabiu was did not consult with any member of the party. Him being a presidential candidate of the party does not give him or warrant him the opportunity to organize an event like that. So, but still, I think it's very, very important for them to clearly spell out what Kwankwaso did that led to his suspension, and that also led to this accusation of him hijacking the NNPP.
All right, now there has been talks in some quarters that Kwankwaso is behind the travails and also trials of Abdullahi Ganduje due to his ambition of becoming the APC national chairman, thereby collapsing the structure of the NNPP in Kano State. My question to you is this, what's your take on this?
Okay, I think we, for those of us that are not following closely the political activities in Kano, let me give us this picture. The chairman of the state anti-graft agency, that's Barrister was suspended on 5th April this month, and he was suspended by the CCT, that's the Court of Conduct Tribunal, for alleged corruption cases. They accused him of not declaring some of his assets. And immediately, and it's also very important for us to remember that Muhima Gadiri, who was appointed by Abdullahi Umar Gandhi, the former governor of Kano State, for his first time and his tenure. And at the point in time, he was considered to be one of those guys that Governor Gandhi never said no to. But things fell apart during the last election that led to Muhi leaving the party, and there have been series of activities that Governor Abdullah Umar Gandhi see as betrayal from Muhima Gadiri, particularly the one that led to the investigation of the former governor's wife for alleged corruption cases also. So when Muhi was suspended on 5th April by the court, Muhi and his camp allegedly felt that it was the work of Governor Abdullahi Umar Gandhi, and immediately he was suspended. They appealed, and then immediately the next day, they also brought charges, the level 7 charges, corruption charges against him. And just 10 days after, the state government has leveled corruption charges against the past governor. A group that present themselves to the public as the party leaders of Gandhi, that's what the governor comes from, come out and clearly said that they have suspended the former governor, the present APC chairman Abdullahi Umar Gandhi, and as a result of that particular corruption charges leveled against the APC chairman Abdullahi Umar Gandhi. If you have followed, or anybody that has followed the activities of the suspension and the court cases,
all right, Ismail.
Hello, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, but we're pressed for time. I just want to quickly know from you in 30 seconds. Looking at the structure already in place in the APC, do you see Kwankwaso getting such high position in the APC, having left to contest against the party in 2023?
Kwankwaso will get a high position if you move into the APC, and this is why Kwankwaso has the people. Kwankwaso has Kano State. Nobody can doubt that. And anybody that is contesting for presidency in Nigeria needs Kano State. And if you need Kano State at this particular period of time, you need Kwankwaso. So if Kwankwaso will truly move into APC, you definitely got a higher position. And maybe lastly, there were talks that the NNPP or the Kwankwaso in particular wanted to smoke out Gandhi out of APC for them to join.
All right. Thank you so much for your time on the news, Ismail.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we have more stories. Stay with us. Hundreds of human rights activists on Saturday hit the streets of Lagos to condemn what they described as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission anti-democratic approaches to issues of law enforcement, as well as unjust application of state power by the federal government. The anti-corruption civil society organization, along with a huge crowd of members and supporters, stressed that the actions of the federal government in the ongoing face-off between the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, which took an ugly dimension during the week, suggested that the bone of contention was beyond the EFCC exercising its constitutional responsibility. According to them, from the facts and documents obtained on the matter, the EFCC never sent a letter of invitation to the ex-governor.
Everybody is presumed innocent until found guilty by a competent court of, law. Now, so why is it that Yahaya Bello's case is different? I don't know Yahaya Bello. I've never met him. I didn't have any link with him. But he's a Nigerian, like I know. And he has the right to his fundamental human rights. And if we allow it violated with impunity, then it can be any other person's turn anytime. Then they will say that when it was being done to this person, what did you do? Why are you interested in it? But this is not the first time we did it. Like I said, we did it for Rabiu in Osun State. We went to prison twice. So what are we talking about? And we have always been on the streets. And that is why we are here. That Nigerians should not be taken for granted. We will move more crowd if the government invite the military, if the government does not observe the rule of law, and they should allow the judgment from Kogi High Court to be obeyed first and foremost before appeal is heard. And if the appeal vacates the initial judgment, we know that that judgment has been vacated. But they should know that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander.
The man who understands the rule of law had gone to court, gotten an injunction, restraining the EFCC or other anti-corruption agency from arresting or intimidating him. Even the EFCC that is going up and down, trying to use ultra-vires means to get him arrested, appealed such ruling, and even it is the thing is coming out, it's going to be hard. So why can't we?
The Nigerian police force has detained a female police officer who was the aide-de-camp to the embattled former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. The ADC was arrested alongside other police officers attached to the 48-year-old Bello and is being detained at the State Criminal Investigation Department at Abuja. Their arrest and detention followed a Thursday night order by the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetukun, directing their immediate withdrawal from the former governor. Senior police sources noted that the officers were arrested on suspicion that they aided and abetted Bello's escape from operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, who had gone to effect his arrest at his residence in Abuja on Wednesday. A late-night attack on Friday in Chikang community in Bokkos and Tigal part in Mango local government areas of Plateau State has left an unconfirmed number of persons dead and many others injured. Now, Media Officer of Operation Safe Haven, Major Samson Zakum, says 3 students of the Plateau State University in Bokkos were among those reported killed in the incident. He added that while troops tried to contain the situation, the protesting students set their checkpoint ablaze, escalating the incident at hand. Protests were staged by different groups and community members with security agencies on the ground to forestall further breakdown of law and order. The governor of the state, Caleb Mafwang, has condemned the recurrent attacks in strong terms, saying everything possible will be done to arrest perpetrators and explore measures to restore peace on the plateau. Earlier, security expert and CEO of Global Peace and Life Rescue Initiative, Melvin Edger, spoke to us on this development.
It is a clear act of criminals. Criminals are the ones causing this conflict. Criminals are the ones roasting cattle. Criminals are the ones destroying farmers' farms. So until we take out this criminal from circulation, we'll continue to have these issues. I see a point where it has come to a point where the good people in Mango, the good people in Bokkos, the good Fulanis and the good people of Plateau State come together to sit down together and squarely address this issue. Expose criminals are among them, call a spade a spade. call your children out who are criminals. You can't condone criminals. When they are done with outsiders, when they are done with stealing properties, when they are done with stealing cattle, when they are done with stealing, destroying the farms, they will all come for you. So there's no point condoning farmers. We must call a spade a spade. We must speak to the communities to begin to work on local intelligence. The community.
Away from that, just over a week ago, a tragedy struck Lagos as a massive fire tore through Dosumu Market. Goods worth millions of naira were lost, leaving countless victims struggling to pick up the pieces, determined to help find a way forward. Now, News Central hosted a town hall meeting to address the aftermath. News Central's Chidima Ona compiled this report.
The flames that ravaged Dosumu Market weren't contained within its walls. The inferno's impact stretched far and wide, scorching businesses on Pedro and Idumagbo streets. Shop owners watched helplessly as their entire livelihoods went up in smoke. The market's closure adds another layer of hardship, disrupting trades with an uncertain future.
I go there direct to face the fire with fire extinguisher. When I reach the first building to the actual building, I challenge with my own fire extinguisher. I use first one, I use the second one. When I got back again to go and get another fire extinguisher, I saw someone to go and go to the office and build more fire extinguisher. What I noticed that the fire is not burning at the top. It's burning from the down, maybe because of those things that they drop. So when I got there the third times with fire extinguisher, I see the fire is already beyond fire extinguisher power. So I tried to use the fire extinguisher, maybe it can save more building. But my target is to limit the fire to that building alone.
On that fateful incident, I was not around. I traveled. My shop is at number 7 Dosumu. We lost everything. Me and my husband have labored for 20-something years. As it stands now, I don't have any hope for where I get money to feed my children for now. Everything gone.
I use the whole floor in number 7 Dosumu. That's where my storage is. I just offload 2 40-feet containers with what I've got in the past before I left to London. Everything went, and my shop went away. We are just begging the government, because right now we are penniless. We are penniless. Trillions. My sister Morufat Allison, she lost 3 buildings. She lost 3 buildings. And her husband lost a building. This is too much. This is too much. It's not something we planned for. We just beg the government, federal government, Lagos State, they should help us. Help us. They shouldn't give us fake promises.
This is a special enumeration. The forms are going to be filled. You are going to have the passport photographs of everybody. So the form identifies whether you are you are the owner of the building. Governor will support you if you are a building owner. The form recognizes if you are a tenant. Governor will support you. Inside that form, it will also ask you what is it that you have lost or that you are selling.
Victims of this incident, Lagos State government officials and concerned citizens all came together to discuss solutions. News Central's Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief, Kayode Akintemi, also addressed the crucial town hall meeting.
Our job as the 4th estate of the realm is to make sure that we follow through on our promise and our commitment to make sure that the government does not feel comfortable. I am sure that the governor is watching, and these people who have been asked to do this, their job should be done, but they should do it in a way that they don't compromise the lives and health and safety of people.
The Dosumu Market fire serves as a stark reminder that fire safety in densely populated areas is paramount. This disaster underscores the urgent need for stricter regulations, improved infrastructure, and widespread fire safety awareness campaigns. These measures are crucial to prevent similar tragedies from unfolding in the future.
Time has come that it is not only fire extinguishers that we have advised that people should have in their buildings, that we are also going to appoint what you call fire marshals. The fire marshals will live with you. They are going to be members of your community. They are going to be part of you. They will be your brothers, your sisters. children.
The road to recovery for Dosumu market will be long, but with open communication and a commitment to safety, the Lagos community can rebuild. News Central will continue to follow this story, providing updates and advocating for solutions.
Following a public complaint received from concerned residents, the Lagos State Wastewater Management Office has sealed off the administrative and kitchen complex of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Jesus Sanctuary, Marsha, Surulere, Lagos, for indiscriminate discharge of wastewater into the environment. The State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, revealed this through his X handle on Saturday. According to Wahab, the enforcement is backed by the provisions of the Lagos State Environmental Management and Protection Law of 2017. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended chess maestro, that's Tunde Onakoya, on setting a new world chess record. Now, Tinubu thanked Onakoya for sounding the gong of Nigeria's resilience, self-belief, and ingenuity at the square of global acclaim. Now, the presidency said in a statement signed by the president's spokesperson, Ajurin Ganani, on Saturday. Onakoya broke the Guinness World Record for the longest chess marathon on Saturday, after playing for over 58 hours undefeated. At the marathon taking place at the New York's Times Square, Onakoya exceeded the record set by Norwegian players Halvard Hug and others in 2018. Earlier, a Nigerian business owner and co-founder, Ife Adigbo, a publishing company that Stanley spoke to us on this development.
Not just want to win the Guinness World Record for the longest chess marathon. He actually wants to raise $1 million for underprivileged African children who are living in slums to help them to get a better life. And that's really amazing. And it reminds me of what we do as a local publishing company. We have a project called the Falibu Them Young Initiative, which we are using to help Nigerian students to find their purpose early in life. And I think that Nigerian business owners and even business owners across the world should not just run businesses to chase profits, just to chase profits. They should also look for ways to give back to their community. All right. So it is a win-win situation in the communities. There are a lot of problems in our community. And if we join hands with the government, we can create a better future for our children. So yes, I even advise business owners to have this kind of look for ways they can make massive impact in our societies and see how we can help our.
Coming up on the news, the United Kingdom returns Ghana's artifacts after 150 years. We have details of this story and more after the break. News Central now continues in West Africa, where the United Kingdom has returned on a 6-year loan 32 gold and silver treasures looted from the Ashanti Kingdom over 150 years ago back to Ghana. Confirming the return of the items, Ivo Ayeman Adwa, the chief negotiator, said the objects were given to the palace on loan. The precious artifacts, comprising 15 items from the British Museum and 17 from the Victoria and Albert Museum, were originally pilfered from the court of the Ashanti king during turbulent 19th century clashes between the British and the influential Ashanti people. The ceremonial return of these treasures comes amidst mounting pressure on European and U.S. museums and institutions to address the restitution of African artifacts plundered during the colonial era by powers such as Britain, France, Germany, and Belgium. We now head to East Africa, where Kenya's officials have attended a military honor ceremony for General Francis Amodi Ogala, the Defense Force chief killed in a helicopter crash. The official and 9 other senior officers were killed when their helicopter went down shortly after takeoff in a remote forested area of northwestern Kenya. The family said in a statement that the funeral would be held on Sunday at Ogala's home in Siaya, in the west of the country, followed by a memorial service in a Nairobi suburb on April 26th. Up north, a presidential decree published on Saturday says the first round of Mauritania's presidential election will take place on June 29th, with a possible second round on July 14th. Outgoing President Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, 67, is expected to be the clear favorite in the election, though he is not yet to have announced his candidacy. The president has been at the helm of the vast West African country since 2019 and provided stability in the Sahel region, which faces rising Judaism. Now, last year, his party won a landslide victory in legislative elections, taking 107 of the 176 seats in the National Assembly, well ahead of the Islamist Party, which won 11 seats. Let's bring you up to speed on some business details, where the Securities and Exchange Commission has disclosed that the process of raising funds for the capital markets for the purpose of banking system recapitalization will commence this quarter. The Director General of the SEC, Lamido A. Yuguda, while addressing journalists via webinar after the Capital Market Committee meeting, outlined a series of measures designed to ensure a smooth, efficient and investor-centric process to the upcoming banking sector recapitalization exercise. The SEC boss said the Commission is committed to avoiding past pitfalls and will very shortly issue appropriate guidelines to facilitate an efficient capital raising process. These guidelines, he said, will prioritize speed, fairness and good market conduct. In the world of sports, Nigeria's Toby Amusor kicked off her Diamond League campaign for the year in Germany, clocking a time of 12.58 seconds to finish fifth of the women's 100 meters. Nigeria Sports Minister John Ena has described his 8-month journey so far in the sports ministry as challenging, although he is dedicated and committed towards the success of sports in the country. He made this known in a courtesy visit to News Central TV, Lagos, Nigeria. Since the emergence of Senator Ena, the Super Falcons got to the round of 16 at the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand without losing a game in 90 minutes. Nigeria Super Eagles got to the finals of the 2023 AFCON for the first time since 2013, although they lost in the finals to host Ivory Coast. Only recently, Team Nigeria finished second at the African Games in Ghana, dominating athletics, boxing, and wrestling.
There's no job that's an easy job. The job in the sports sector cannot by any means be an easy one. It's been, but I've taken it in my stride, I believe so. And without being modest, I believe that, like you said, 8 months down the line, that initial question, John who, I believe is beginning to be answered, by the same sports people. I believe that we've worked, we've been tireless in our efforts. We've been very, very determined and very intentional, because we find ourselves in a sector that if it makes impact, that impact resonates, and Nigerians are happy for it. Nigerians will celebrate. We find ourselves in a sector that contributes more than any other sector in terms of Nigeria's international visibility and respect, and all of that. And so we're sparing no effort. We find ourselves in a ministry that excites young men and women, and is their future. It's so engaging, it's so empowering. So we look at all of this, the totality of all of this, and it makes us want to, kill ourselves working to get this sector, to do for it what it is.
And that's a wrap on the news at this time. But before we go, another look at some of our top stories. We told you that violence and complaints of foul play prominent as APC hold its governorship primaries in Ondo State. The United Kingdom returns looted art relics on loan to Ghana 150 years after. Kenyan government honors Defense Force chief killed in helicopter crash. Don't forget to send in your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen. You can also follow us on social media. We are News Central TV. You can watch us live across these platforms: DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Dapo Adeboyega. See you soon.